Hey, welcome to Ben Beats Cancer with Ben. So this first video is going to be about early symptoms that I guess I was ignoring in the early stages of when I must have had cancer and it was starting to block my colon. But I just didn't do anything about it because I just thought that was normal, or I guess I was ignoring symptoms that I might have had. So probably, let's say, so I moved to North Carolina in April 2020, and probably right around then is when I first started experiencing symptoms of, I guess, my colon starting to be blocked by the tumor that was in my sigmoid colon. Um, so the tumor must have been growing for who knows, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. The doctors really couldn't give me an amount of time of how long they thought that the tumor had been growing inside of me. Um, so I want to say it was November of 2020 is when I first started having pain in my bladder or my sigmoid colon from the tumor growing so much, pushing into my bladder. So I went to an urgent care and they just said, "Oh, you have bladder infection." Sent me with antibiotics and sent me on my way. Um, so I took the antibiotics, thought I felt better. About 2 or 3 weeks later, started experiencing the same pain again. Went to a different urgent care. This was in North Carolina. I went to one in Candler, North Carolina, and then I went to one in, I want to say it was Canton, North Carolina, is where I went to the second one. The second time I went into urgent care, they took my blood, took everything, and they're like, "Oh, all your fluids are low." So they gave me fluids, and then I don't remember, but possibly they might have told me to go to get a secondary opinion from an oncologist, but I didn't have enough time, and literally from end of November until the end of December, I just was throwing up all the time, not really using the restroom that much, um, because at this point my sigmoid colon was blocked so much that nothing was getting by. So that's why I was throwing up all this fluid and liquid and all this stuff that I probably should have been passing through my colon out my rectum. So my grandfather passed away, and I had to come back home for his funeral, which was January 3rd, 2021. And my mom picked me up from the airport. I got out of the airport, threw up as I walked out the doors. She picked me up. She was like, "You look like you're dying." I tried to convince her that I'll be fine. I'll just go to we call him my grandpa. We call him Dadu. She just said, I just said, "Oh, I'll just go to his funeral, and after his funeral, I'll go to the hospital, get checked out after that." But she convinced me just to go to the hospital. So we ended up going to North Broward. I get admitted. They do, I don't know, 2 or 3 CT scans. They did an MRI, and then the doctors started coming in trying to figure out how somebody at 27 years old had potentially stage 4 colon cancer. Um, so I got admitted to the hospital, and this was the start of a 3 week journey in the hospital. So I just wanted to get into the beginning of possible stages of colon cancer. So if you're experiencing going to the bathroom and it doesn't seem normal, or you're experiencing pain in certain areas of your body, you should go get it checked out. Because I guess I waited too long, luckily not long enough to the point where I was like an endless cause or I was going to die. Um, but if you're experiencing pain or experiencing something that doesn't seem right, go get it checked out, because it might be nothing, but if you have good insurance or you're able to go get it checked out because you have money to be able to pay for healthcare, um, just go get it checked out. You never know what it could be. It could be nothing. I'm starting this channel. Should have started this channel probably about a year and a half ago when all this started. But I just recently started doing YouTube, posting content. I have a channel called World News Channel, which I'll be covering topics going on around the world in the United States. But this channel is just going to be mainly focused on my story of from the start of finding out I had cancer up until now. I'm not going to get into detail, but since then I've had 4 surgeries, 24 rounds of chemo, and 5 rounds of radiation. So, in a year and a half, I mean, I'm sure people go through a lot worse and stuff that I'm going through. But I just want to share my story because if someone's out there that sees this and is like, oh, like I've been experiencing going to the bathroom, things have been different, or I'm experiencing pain, or I'm experiencing something that needs to get checked out, go get it checked out. It's better to get something checked out and it's nothing as opposed to it getting something to stage 4 colon cancer that spread to your liver. And now you're getting surgeries and chemo and radiation and then more surgeries. And it spread to your liver. And now I'm probably going to have surgery in the next month or 2 or 3 to get tumors removed off my liver and the rest fried off with probes at the University of Miami. That's where I've been going to. Since March of 2021. I've been going to the University of Miami Sylvester Cancer Center. Before that, I was going to North Broward, but we got a recommendation to talk to somebody from University of Sylvester Cancer Center to get a better understanding, better doctors, better equipment, better everything than North Broward, because North Broward doesn't have the best. They did a great job for the doctors they had and the equipment they had and everything. They did a great job. They basically saved my life. Like I said, I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, which I'm going to get into in the next video that I'm going to be posting probably later today or tomorrow. So thank you for tuning in and watching this video. I hope you tune in the next one, and I'll be leaving, turning the comments on. So comment below if you experienced any type of cancer, what you experienced from the start to the middle to the finish with hope you're cancer free and you're in remission. I want to hear everybody's story. I'll also be putting my email out there. If somebody wants to email me because they want to talk, that's also something that I'd be up for. Thank you for listening.